Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to Hearthstone. My name is Rooster and today we are playing a very special kind of Shaman. It is an Evolve style Shaman deck, which includes Twin Emperor Vek'Lor, but not Cthulhu. This is a really strange one. And it's definitely worth a try. It was made by a guy named Sigma, if I remember correctly, and I'm not mixing things up. And he posted some pretty great results with it, so I thought it was definitely worth a try. I'm currently playing the deck in unaltered form, so completely the same as the author intended it. I'm not sure whether the deck whether it thrives in certain meta games or well, it's better in certain matchups than in others. I don't know much about good and or bad matchups for this deck, but we shall definitely see, I think. Let's see what we are up against. It looks to be a freeze mage of some sort, which is probably not good for us. I think I'll let the Loot Hoarder live for now, in the favor of dealing some additional face damage, because the most likely result for next turn is the Loot Hoarder trading into the Trog, plus the ping coming out anyway, so I would be entirely fine with that. Trading into the Totem Golem is odd. Not exactly sure why that would be a thing. A Frostbolt on the Golem, but I don't I don't see why you would do such a thing. I could very much be wrong, but it does deal more immediate damage, I guess. But without any foreknowledge about the deck I'm playing, that seems like a brave idea. I'm thinking about playing the Flame Tongue here, to be perfectly honest with you, because hero powering is not going to do a whole lot. If I tunnel Trog and then Flame Tongue Totem next turn, is that good enough? I don't know.
I wonder.
I guess I might as well. Well, if I have to Lightning Storm next turn, then this is pretty good, I suppose. Offers an additional threat on the board too, so and the Flame Tongue will still deal its damage next turn. Alright, so there's a torch. Yeah, it kinda worked out for her, but I can't say I agree. So let's see what we get over here. Probably just turning on the aggression here. Pretty sure we are up against Freeze Mage, which means that we need to deal some damage before it's too late. Another torch, alright. Not cycling too much, which I suppose is good for us. This may look odd, but I think I'm better off Lightning Storming here, because I'm never going to get a good Lightning Storm against the Freeze Mage, I think. And it gets some damage in, which is kind of important. It is important to get the damage in while you can, and this is one such opportunity. The mirror images would take way too long for me to bash through, especially with only one real minion on the board to leverage. If she takes down the Tunnel Trog, then I am pretty sure I will evolve, but for now I'm fine with not doing that. We could Tuskar Totemic and then evolve. We could hex the Loot Hoarder. Is that? No, that seems like a bit of a stretch. Let's see what we get here first. Oh, and I guess I should have placed that in the middle, actually, if I'm planning to trade. I'm not sure whether I'm planning to trade in the first place, actually. But I think I will use a Rockbiter to kill the Loot Hoarder now. to prevent my opponent from killing the Flame Tongue. Yeah. Might be a Blizzard coming out, which would be a little unfortunate. At least something survives, so maybe I should have just evolved last turn. That might have been a better choice. Because there's a decent chance that we might have gotten some pretty meaningful minions there. There's attacking the totem, alright. Are we going for an evolve here? Perhaps post-attack? I don't hate it. We can attack for 6 and then evolve and hopefully get stuff that's outside of Flame Strike range. That might be a bit of a stretch, actually. It's not actually too likely, unless we get a decent 7 drop, but that will likely still die to whatever's on the board here. I don't think it's too awful, and we do have some minions on the field right now. I think it's more likely than not to work out. Let's just do it. Well, not exactly what we were hoping for, and if she didn't have a Blizzard, then she's pretty likely to have a Flame Strike. Oh, there's a Blizzard now. Well, I suppose that's decent. That's decent for us, and she's using a lot of bursts right now. So that's something. Both Frostbolts, 1 Ice Lance used, both... what am I saying? Both torches? I don't think I can hex the Telmos here. No. No, I kinda wish I would have, but she was likely to trade it in here, so that could be okay. We're going slowly here. But we're likely to at least have the totem survive, which is something, well, not exceptional, of course. So, can we still afford to hex the Thalmos? I suppose we could. This doesn't really do enough right now. Although I suppose it does pose a threat on the board. It's something. We can't burst her down, so if this is Ice Barrier, then we'll have some work to do. It's not an Ice Barrier, so that's something, and I think we can... That does mean we don't get to play Vek'Lor this turn. I don't expect to get Vek'Lor up to a reasonable level, so I guess I'm fine with this. It's a threat, and she will likely have to fireball it, so that's kind of okay. That indicates... That would give her multiple card draws still. So perhaps I hex the Acolyte in this case. I don't know what's the right call here. Do I evolve? I think I evolve. I might get a Charger. Wouldn't be too bad. Is this good enough? Yes. Yes it is. Oh, and we did get a Charger. So that's something. Did we kill any of her minions? I think we just put her down to as little health as possible. Do we care about this? I want to save 1 hex for the Alexstrasza, but I think I can afford this. Yeah, sure. There are a number of Chargers in the 8 mana slot. Well, actually just 2, Gromash and Alakir. But that's okay. She gets to draw 1 card. Needs a Blizzard or a Flame Strike here, basically. Or I guess an Ice Barrier would still work. We don't have a lot of burst, aside from, I guess, Bloodlust for next turn. Flametongue Totem would kind of work. Still needs to get rid of... there's... That's not very good. Let's think. We don't have any burst that does not involve attacking our opponent, do we? No, so we have to burst through whatever she has left here. Both blizzards down, so I don't feel too terrible about flooding the board now. And Alakir still gets things done in short order. There's the Alexstrasza though, so we might be in trouble. We can at least break the ice block this turn, right? That attacks the taunt. Then Alakir attacks phase twice. Yeah, we can set her down to 2. I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, if she ice lances that, then I guess we don't. But her burst seems lacking. Oh, with the lightning storm we can. Now we actually can. So I guess we do. I'm pretty sure we do that. I've saved the hex for exactly this purpose. Second lightning storm means I break the block this... Oh wait, I don't break the block this turn. That's actually quite awful. Was it worth using... Yeah, I guess it was still worth using. Because I do present lethal with even... with one minion that is not totem. But I don't know whether... yeah, I'm pretty much dead next turn. Yeah. I didn't break the block last turn, so that's actually quite awful. That is a shame, because all she needs is a fireball or a roaring torch, and she's quite likely to have one of those. But besides that, she doesn't have any other burst, so she may not have it. She did. Oh well. Oh well. Anything I could have done differently there? If I could have just squeezed in 2 more damage there. It's a shame, it's a shame. Maybe I should have been more careful with some of my bursts. I don't know. Freeze Mage is a strange matchup. I think most mid-range Shamans will have trouble with that if they are lacking in direct burst. So I won't hold that against the deck. Freeze Mage is a strange deck that's really binary in some cases. Aggro Shaman has a decent chance against Freeze Mage. But most mid-range Shamans are kind of SOL against those. Let's see, we don't want any of this. No, we don't want any of that. This deck runs very few Cthulhu buffing minions. So, oh well, that's a curve, kind of. We need some minions to fill in the empty spots, but we can work with that. So you need to draw 2 out of 4 of the early Cthulhu minions to make Vek'Lor a double 7, and then pretty much the game plan is to evolve those into 2 8-drops, which are generally pretty great. So that's some pretty good value, and the same applies to the Nerubian Prophet, of course. As well as the Thing from Below, which can be dropped at very low cost, as long as you've made a decent amount of totems, which this deck makes sure of. With all 6 non-hero power totems included. And this seems like a quite strong Tempo Mage start. That is gonna hurt. Especially if the best we can do on turn 3 is Hex a Mana Worm. That seems quite terrible. I don't feel too horrible about playing Totem Golem here, even though it makes our next turn quite terrible, though. Should I have hexed here? Maybe I should have. This is a very strong Tempo Mage opener. Which, again, is not something I would hold against this deck if... should we lose. Because Tempo Mage is again another one of those binary decks in a different way than Freeze Mage, though. It's not exactly the matchups, it's whether Tempo Mage draws its early game spells is a very, very big deal. And this doesn't look good for us. Those are some very, very menacing mana worms, and I kind of think I should have think I should have done this last turn. That mana worm might just end up killing us. If we were 5 health higher, then she would have had some other stuff to do with the mana she spent last turn. Yeah, that's a start with which you can do scant little about with a draw as poor as ours. Yeah, we are pretty much dead. That's the way of Tempo Mage. That is the way things go sometimes. Not much we can do here besides taunt up, I guess. Well, that's not horrible. It is actually quite horrible, but she may not have an answer here, and if she's forced to at least trade the 7-3, we're dead as soon as she draws a fireball though, so still don't feel too great about this situation here. And if we don't get to taunt up this turn, I think, well, we're not necessarily dead. Taunt Totem would have helped there. Not feeling too great about this. Any burn spell means we're dead. Why is there an Acolyte in that deck? What are you hoping to draw here? I guess just draw a card in general. That could be a thing that that happens. It is the best we can do. Yeah, we should have hexed one of the mana worms on turn 3. That felt really bad. But with the Totem Golem, our next turn wasn't going to be great anyway, so... Not really giving a good impression of the deck, I'm afraid. Keep drawing cards, yeah. Not holding out, pretty much just going through the motions here. But we're technically not dead, so we should at least give ourselves a chance here. Oh, that's interesting. I guess she may have top decked a Flame Strike or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what to expect here. So we can attack twice, I guess. We can even Rock Bite her and attack. I guess that's not the worst. Do we want to trade in one of our minions? We at least want to use the Divine Shield, so I guess this is okay. So we do something like this. Anything else we want to evolve? I guess we would like to evolve a Totem. That is 1 taunt, which is not quite enough. Well, 2 taunts. 2 taunts work. Okay. Okay, that's something. Not exactly what we hoped for, but we have a fighting chance, I guess. Pinging the Acolyte again. Yeah, there's not much we could do about that. I do think taking out the Azure Drake there was the correct choice. 1 Frostbolt, 2 Fireballs left in the deck. Let's see which one of those it will be.
Let's make magic.
Oh, it's okay. It kinda makes sense now. Oh, am I dead? Well, yeah. That was not the expected result, but if she just pinged me down once, then I would have to kill her this turn. So yeah, that was a pretty strong start. And that's the way Tempo Mage matchups go, I'm afraid. So hoping, well, at least the Evolve did some cute things, right? So we did manage to show that off, and that is the general idea of the deck, because those Vek'Lors, well, the Vek'Lor and the Vek'Lor were actually really valuable, especially with her trading in some minions beforehand, trying to damage them. Those were insanely valuable. We were just so far behind that we couldn't possibly survive, but I don't think I keep those mana-tight totems. And getting a new Rubian Prophet in the opener is probably going to be good. Let's see. Another Mage, by the way. That is really interesting. Oh, please not another Tempo Mage like that. Not like this. Please. Pretty, please. Oh, there's the double mana worm again. At least she doesn't have the coin, so there's something. Yeah, we have to keep pace here. We kinda have to keep pace. Well, we might as well heal. The 1 damage on the on face is not going to matter as much. My intellect doesn't indicate as strong a start as it could have been. I'm not sure why she's not trading into the 3/2 here. That seems curious to me. Let me think here. I think we play another one of these. We can get some pretty great tempo here, and I am trading this guy into one of the mana worms. I'd say that's some pretty good tempo. All right. Don't feel too terrible about this. Let's see what she has to recoup here.
Let's make magic.
Cult Sorcerer into Frostbolt. That's probably okay. Nice way to recoup some of the lost advantages here. But I think we play Vek'Lor and the Rubian Prophet here. Just trying to catch back up. How bad do I feel about not killing the mana worm here? It's either a spell power or I guess this doesn't trade as cleanly into the Rubian Prophet, so that could be kind of meaningful. She at least has to waste a spell or a hero power on the Rubian Prophet, so that's okay. And if she had any spell to deal with the Vek'Lor, then the Mana Worm could have traded into the Prophet, so yeah. That kind of makes sense. I would be okay with that. I think it's time to evolve even. I don't feel too good about leaving the Water Elemental up, but we do get a very decent trade with the Nerubian Prophet here if we Master of Evolution. Alternatively, we could Totem Golem and Mana Tide, or perhaps even Hex the Water Elemental. I don't feel too great about that though. This seems like a pretty good trade, and I think I'll take it. What do we have here? Alright, I'll take a 5/9. 5/9 seems pretty sweet. That's kind of rough for a Tempo Mage to deal with, unless it's one of those N'Zoth Tempo Mages that includes Polymorph or something. It's odd. It seems to be Mage Day, and then I kind of missed a memo or something. I was playing Mage yesterday. Guess I'm just ahead of the curve or something now. Blood Mage. I'm seeing a lot of Blood Mages in Tempo Mage nowadays. Pings it off. That's probably fine. We can attack the Water Elemental here, and then we're still in pretty great shape. We could even double Mana Tide it up here. Don't hate that. Kind of running into Flame Strike, but yeah, that's not always included. And I don't think taking out the Thelnos here is going to help us out too much. Let's do this. At least I'm drawing 2 cards to recoup whatever we lose here. And that thing from below is looking kind of nice here. Let's see what she has. I'm really not sure what to expect from mages nowadays. They could basically have anything. It's very unpredictable. Fireball on the Jormungandr, okay. So I'm not putting on a whole lot of pressure, but neither is she. So I guess the Sorcerer's Apprentice might be a little bit worrisome, but not much we can do about that right now. I think we Totem Golem thing from below. We could Hex something, but it seems a bit greedy. We could just double Totem Golem thing from below hero power and then still have a Rock Biter left over. Is there any point in rockbitering here? I don't think so, no. It doesn't feel too good to evolve a totem golem though, because 3-4 is pretty much the best result you're getting out of that. Although if I can evolve a damaged totem golem, then I'm entirely okay with that. Evolving Manatite is also not something you generally want to do. But I'm counting on her at least being mildly threatened by my board here. Arcane Blast kills off one of those. Step on Ghost Face. Alright. I will Rockbite her. Oh, of course not. Of course I won't Rockbite her. I have a Lightning Storm here. That seems like an excellent idea, and I don't feel like evolving right now. Spell power is not really meaningful, but I do in general like toteming before lightning storming. And that should leave us in a pretty good position, I'd say. Did we play any Cthulhu minions yet? I don't think so. Maybe, yes, we did play a 2-3 earlier. So there could be a Yogg-Saron coming up next turn. Pretty sure about that if she doesn't play her last card right now. Perhaps it's something more situational, I don't know. Still don't feel very good about doing the evolve thing, but I should be a little careful about what I do this turn. I think getting the Cthulhu out there is going to be meaningful. Just in case I draw Vek'Lor, because that did bring it up to 10. I'm pretty sure she would have played Jog if she had it here. So let's see what we got. Fireball my face. Fireball her own face, alright. And that is the other side of Tempo Mage. Sometimes they just burn out and draw mirror images in the late game. That is something that happens, and that's the binary side of that deck. Although it does not depend on your opponent, but mostly on your own draws, unfortunately. That's kind of interesting, actually. So Freeze Mage, you just lose some games depending on what your opponent plays, because if you're facing a warrior, then you've pretty much already lost, and if you're playing a priest or a paladin, then you've pretty much already won. Well, no, I shouldn't discount N'Zoth's paladin's chances against Freeze Mage. Against a warrior, I don't think I want a Rockbiter, I just want a strong curve. And this is not an example of one of those, but sure. Do we still go with the Tunnel Trog? I doubt it. We don't have a follow-up, and that's just going to get axed. I would rather play it along with something that gets buffed by it, because this does nothing. I will play it this turn though, because it's actually a real cost. Playing the Axe on turn 2 is actually a real cost, especially because this seems to be a Dragon aggro deck. So that means he's not playing a minion if he axes this, and I would be okay with that. Yeah. Let's see if he has it. Oh, that's ugly. That is such a dirty, dirty card, if it works. This might be a rough game again, because we're not drawing the things we need. He might leave this alone though, and that might be good for us. No real expectations here, but he might. He doesn't though, and that's probably correct. If I had a Flame Tongue, then things could have been pretty bad for him. Do I just Master of Evolution on an empty board here? I guess I do. And then next turn I could... Wait, I cannot. No, this is not a totem. I was thinking I could totem anything from below, but that's not gonna happen. Really slow start against an aggro deck. I'm not giving myself a lot of chance here. Would it have been better if I played the Tunnel Trog on 1? No, then he would have just coined out the Alexstrasza and we would have been in an even bigger hellhole. Oh, but this is not good for us. Let's see, do we evolve? We can evolve 3 minions. No, we cannot. We actually cannot. Let's see what we get from our totem, because this is not helping. Is it even worth playing this? I don't think so. It's not even worth playing this also. We could get a 3-drop, which could trade properly. I don't know. I think we kinda have to give it a shot. And it at least makes our thing from below cheaper. Oh, that's cute. They just swapped positions and I got a berserker. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. And he at least has to invest some resources in killing the 4 health minion, which was kind of the idea. And well, that does not count as spawning a totem, but at least the thing from below only costs 3 at this turn, so I think I'm okay with this. Yeah, we can try and recoup some of the tempo we lost here. So, axes the berserker, kills the flame tongue totem, and goes face for 3. If we get a lightning storm at any point, oh, that's a big thing. Ouch, ouch. Your opponent's hitting their curves hurts. It hurts. Let's see what we get here. I could use a totem golem right about now. Oh, that's another flame tongue totem. It's something. I think we can also do this. Well, why not? We can also evolve, but that doesn't seem like the greatest idea. Oh wait, I screwed up. Whoops. I really thought I could. No, of course I couldn't. This is not a sea giant. It doesn't become cheaper by 1 for every minion you play, only for the totems. This plan was gonna work. This plan was never gonna work, was it? No. And I should have totemed before I put down the trunk too, because the taunt totem would have had to attack now. So the slime could have been dead. Did he miss lethal? No, not exactly. Lightning Storm could still bail us out if we get a spell power, and no. Let's see what we get. Hey, that's a card. If I had a dragon in hand, that would have been pretty great.
You win this.
Yeah, that's just a really slow start against the aggro deck. That's what happens sometimes. I'm really digging for excuses here, but I don't think I made that many wrong plays last game. I don't think I did. It's always good to be self-critical, but I don't feel there was much I could do about that game. He hit his curve and I didn't. And if he's a more aggressive deck than you, and you don't have the proper answers, then you're pretty much screwed. That's just the way of the world here. These cards are pretty good though, so I will definitely keep them and see how we can make this curve work. Definitely considering coining out the Vek'Lor and then Totem Golem and then hopefully getting another 2-drop in the meantime. Let's think about that some more. I'm not expecting the Druid to do anything here. Yeah, I'll still go with that plan. If we're up against the Cthulhu Druid, then having the early Vek'Lor can be a big boon, I think. At least having something on the board, even though his hero power is more effective, and getting this Wrath is not terrible, because that means he's unlikely to be able to deal with this properly. So I don't hate it. Let's see what this does. We are unable to play the Totemic next turn, which is a little awkward. Oh, that's aggressive. Yeah, going a bit slow on the curve. If we get a 1-1 here, that's pretty good, because that kind of forces the hero power. Otherwise, that 4-1 may very well be... Oh, that's not good. We could play a 5-5 here, but I don't feel too great about that. Could play a 4-5, or... Actually, the Divine Shield looks enticing. I don't hate it. I don't hate the Divine Shield here. It looks to be able to take down Bran, or at the very least forces him to trade in something meaningful. Oh, that actually works. That's dirty. Wow. I wasn't sure where he was going with that, but it actually works. Wow. That's not being able to deal with the Bran properly. That's a pain. Let's see. We can Tuskar Totemic, and no, we cannot. We can Totem and Think from Below. I guess that's what we have to do. Doesn't feel good, I'll admit. Does not feel good, and especially keeping the Bran on the field. It's gonna be real dangerous. Well, it's mostly going to be Cthulhu buffs, isn't it? It's not like we're playing against Sue, where he just drops a Defender of Argus and we die. But... yeah, especially with the Disciple of Cthulhu, that's really dangerous. Or perhaps, well, we're going to have to hex that eventually, so... whether it has 10 or 15 health, I don't think it matters too much. Except that we're still unable to deal with Bran properly. That is a problem. Let's see, what do we have here? We can Tuskar Totemic and Hero Power. And then still Think from Below. That's not awful. It's probably what we have to do. Can we skip the Hero Power and just evolve? Is that going to be better for us? If we skip the Hero Power and evolve here, what do we get? We get a 2-drop, a 4-drop, and a 7-drop. That might actually be able to deal with the board. I don't think the Hero Power really adds that much here. Let's go for an evolve. That is not an evolve. There we go. That is something, and this is kind of going to be valuable. It's a little slow, but the 6-8, I don't mind the 6-8. You would have to swipe that, and then I still get a 5-5 eventually. This is not a bad evolve at all. It still doesn't deal with Bran, but what on earth does at this point? I kind of wish I was an aggro Shaman right now, because I would have lava bursted that right away, and then it wouldn't have been good. But would an aggro Shaman really lava burst a Bran, though? That's a question. I don't know. That is not good for us. That is not good for us. But at least he doesn't have a proper way to deal with this. Oh my gosh, the Bran plus Vek'Lor. Oh man. We are getting wrecked here. A Lightning Storm might be able to do some work, but we don't have one of those. Let's think. Let's think here. We can evolve something. We can hex one of those guys. I guess we kind of have to. We kind of have to hex one of those guys, don't we? Are we dead? That's 8, that's 12 damage, not necessarily. We can just leave the attack to him then. Well, the problem is he gets the attack with this, and that's kind of a problem right now. What do we evolve? I don't think we evolve anything, to be honest. I don't think we evolve anything. Let's just hex this. Play this, and not attack, and then see how this turns out for us. I think attacking is as good as not attacking, to be honest. Because in this case, it takes care of one of the Vek'Lors. Well, I guess that can happen. And then he gets to deal 12. He gets to deal 12 to face, 14 to face. Ooh, not good, not good. Yeah. Let's give it one more game, shall we? We are absolutely getting trounced here, and I'm not sure whether that's just luck of, well, bad luck of the draw, or whether there's something I'm doing wrong with the deck, or perhaps this is just not the deck in the metagame. It's either one of the three, and I'm really feeling like it's the first one right now. I don't think there's much that we could have done in that situation, and I do think that's a really good start for the Cthulhu deck. It's kind of a problem with the deck also, because we were unable to deal with the 4/1 with the 4/1 Druid of the Claw, which was kind of a problem. Do you keep Totemic in this deck? We have 2, 4. We have 6, 7. Well, if this is a card I want instead of... Okay, let's do it this way. I was counting the cards that I would rather have than Totemic in my deck, and there's not a great amount of them. And Rockbiter was one of them, so that's what made me keep the Rockbiter, and I guess it's turning out okay, because the Hunter does not seem to have a great fast start either. So this could turn out to be pretty decent after all. Animal Companion, Carrion Rub, okay. I'm tempted to just go Feral Spirit here because he cannot Houndmaster yet. So that's reasonably safe, and then we can trade into it next turn with only 2 mana though. That's actually kind of awkward. If we Totemic though, he gets to pick off one of our minions for free, and then we can still trade into it. So it's not that horrible. No, do we trade in here? He pretty much has to kill this. But getting... Suppose he kills this. I'm not sure how good that is. If he kills this, then that's still pretty good for us, right? I think we can reasonably go face here. It is the positioning where you care about, but yeah, that's still not pretty good. Not very good for him. That's a bad trade. All right. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that result. Let's see. We can Rockbiter to kill the Misha. That seems pretty good. And then we can Feral Spirit, which is still pretty nice. Alright. I think that's going to be the plan, right? We could also Lightning Storm. That seems terrible. Yeah, Rockbiter seems like the best idea right now. Not the ideal positioning, of course, because you would really want the Flame Tongue in between the Feral Spirits. But we'll have to deal with it this way, and that's fine. You'll still have a rough time dealing with this, so I don't feel too horrible. I could actually evolve into a bunch of 3-drops. Seems a little greedy. Let's see what totem we get first, because that's always happening, right? How do I feel about trading? Not very good. I guess we could. Yeah, just in case of Houndmaster, I would like to trade here. There's likely an evolve coming up next turn with another totem and a thing from below. That seems pretty nice. Getting some damage in with the Flame Tongue first. Oh, perhaps not. Okay, that's good. let's see. We can evolve twice. How's that? I don't hate it. Let's see what we get here. That's good enough for now. That seems good enough for now for me. Let's not be too greedy. We can still evolve, well, maybe not evolving is the more greedy approach, but I think we can get some value out of the Bog Creeper, and perhaps even the other minions, before we use our second evolve. But I would say this turned out to be pretty good overall. The 2-2 for a 3 mana minion is a bit subpar, but the 4-3 is excellent, and the Bog Creeper is always a sight for sore eyes. I think, yeah, I think getting enough value out of the Bog Creeper by just killing the Kodo is going to be fine. Perhaps if he Houndmasters it, I have to trade in one of the other minions. That would be a little awkward, I'll admit. Maybe I'll Lightning Storm in that case. That is also likely to eliminate whatever minion he plays along with it, such as a Houndmaster. So that's likely to be okay. Is he just AFK right now? I sure hope not, but it looks like it might be the case. That is unfortunate, sir. Because that means you are dead. Right? Right. He wasn't going to survive for any longer anyway, so I don't feel too guilty about this. But, yeah. I don't think there was a whole lot he could do there, aside from perhaps a lucky deadly shot or something. So overall, some pretty exciting stuff with this deck, but you can really feel the lack of great answers to certain board situations. That might be some bad luck we had today, but Tempo Mage looks like we might be having a rough time against that. And Druids with a strong start might also be troublesome. But with a little bit of better strategy, I think we could have eked out a win in perhaps one of those games. So definitely practice makes perfect, as always. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this deck. If you have any suggestions on what deck to play next, please leave a comment below. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.